So, as you are walking, you were definitely not being quite as careful as somebody else. Or you were trying to be careful, whatever the case. You happen to stumble as you trip over kind of one of the roots and whatnot. As if, like it almost like popped up to grab your foot. At least that's what you believe. But in your stumbling, as you wheel your arms forward, trying to catch your balance, you step on one of the mushrooms that's kind of hanging out nearby. This one looks similar-ish to the ones that the kobold was eating. However, it had several dark black spots along it. It's fairly small.
Yeah, this is probably fine.
As you stand up, there is a poof of spores that filter up around you, and you start coughing. 3 little mushrooms pop up out of the ground around you.
Better fucking stab them.
They are small, little plant-like creatures. They have arms, and they have legs.
May I take an action?
You may roll me a d20 to see if you can take an action. You are unable to. The spores have gotten in your lungs, and you can feel something off about it as you cough up blood.
Guess I'll die.
1 point of damage.
Did I take it from one of these mushrooms?
No. You took it from the spores.
Can I target the spores with a spell?
The spores are untargetable. Unless you have something that's AoE, but the spores, think of a cloud of spores, like if you had pollen falling around you. That's what's going on. Can you target that with your spell?
It depends on if it counts as a creature. It did damage me.
It does not count as a creature.
So I can't use Hellish Rebuke on it?
You cannot.
I like the idea of setting a cloud of pollen on fire. By the way, don't ask how I know Hellish Rebuke as
funny.
Straight-laced celestial warlock.
That's funny. But unfortunately, the spores got up in your lungs and they took your action. Now,
is it poison damage?
Yes, it would be poison damage.
Okay. I have no resistances to that. I was just curious.
Got it. Okay. What is your AC?
My AC is 16.
Okay. You take 3 points of bludgeoning damage. This one is an attack from the one to your left.
All right. Are you going to roll the? Are you going to roll the attacks publicly since the effects are immediately obvious?
I did.
No, you're still rolling private.
Oh no. I guess I misunderstood what you were saying. Okay. What you said it was 16?
Yes.
Okay. So only one manages to hit you. The other two kind of flounder and look around, but they miss in their fists.
I am protected by an invisible light.
All right, Bane, your turn. Unless there was something else you wanted to do, Morantz.
No, you said that was my turn.
Yes. But technically it's an attack, so you could take your reaction if you wanted to.
Nah, I got something better.
Okay. All right, Bane.
Hi. Okay, I'm gonna move. I move here. And I'm gonna use this. And then poke with my stick.
Okay, all right. Go ahead and attack. You hit.
Okay.
Which one? You hit the one in front of you?
Yeah. Should be a one.
Oh.
I don't know what it
That's-
rolls.
Okay. No, I'm
And that's for the shell gun.
Oh, okay. It flounders as you smash it straight ahead, and its body kind of crumples underneath and drops to the ground. Go ahead and roll me a d20. Now roll me a d10.
Morians has started holding her breath, as that seems like the safest thing to do, and I can do that for probably 1 or 2 rounds.
Ditto.
Roll me a d4. And then roll me a d8.
creatures start their turn?
No.
Okay, let me know when they do.
Okay. Really wish I could pop these out. What's your browser setting? All right. So as the little mushroom dude crumples to the ground, there is a cry that kind of comes up. It's just ah, kind of like wailing, and you hear off in the distance in multiple different spots several responsive ones that are deeper and louder than this little one that can produce.
I point at Milka. Okay, no I don't, but that would be funny. It'd be very out of character.
Alright, is there anything else that you do, Bane?
No, I'm just waiting for one of them to start their turn is all. Let me know when they do.
Okay. Their turn is starting now.
Boom! I use this as a reaction
Okay.
on the one to the right.
You can share spells with the group, FYI.
What are you talking about?
I'm pretty sure you shared that just to me.
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah.
yeah, there you go. Only rolls need to be invisible. But spells and abilities and whatnot, because that's you're using it, everybody can see it. When a creature you can see moves into a space within 10 feet of you or starts its turn there, you can use your reaction to deal 1d4 necrotic damage to that creature, unless the creature is in a constitution saving throw against your spell save DC. The necrotic damage increases by 1d6 against critical. Okay. Oh, I see. Okay. Start with the one reaction. 10 feet of you, 10 feet here. Okay, so the two that are next to your friend, Moyan, they are outside of your 10-foot radius.
Yeah, well that doesn't make sense because you said we can move diagonal and that counts as 5 feet.
It's
It's
Kinda-
template. You see the
Yeah, I get the
orange
template,
spot?
but I'm going by the rules that you said. Whenever we move diagonal, it's 5 feet.
Moving diagonal is 5 feet, but each square is 5 feet. So this right here is look at the square around you. So 1, 2.
You live with that
It can go there. It can go here, etc. They are outside of the 10-foot radius.
Whatever you say.
If you want me to, I can make every diagonal 10 feet. Anyways, so they are outside.
the simplest way might just be to use the measuring tool because it's really easy to measure. You just use control and then click and drag.
Huh.
No, it's actually rounding out, so the spores are within 10 feet of Milka. If it was 2 direct diagonals away, that would be 10 feet. But, it's 10 feet of him, right?
Yeah.
10 feet of him. The myconids are not within 10 feet of it.
Well, okay. Well, then this says.
I understand what that says, but the grid for a circle. For a
Yeah, I get it.
radius,
Okay. Okay, move on.
Okay, that's really complicated.
Well, just think about where your position is. I know the grid is off, and I apologize for that, as I'm learning. But you are within 10 feet of him. The myconids are on the left and right. However, I will allow you to take a 5-foot step this one time.
That's fine. I'm just gonna stay.
Alright.
Okay, what's that?
Who's having a fire alarm?
Amber
over there?
alert. There's
Oh,
an amber alert.
Got it. Lewis, your turn.
Let's see. I'll cower in fear behind. Start by cowering in fear behind Morian. But once I move behind Morian, I'll cast Hold the Dead, targeting, pointing at the fungus creature on the left side of the screen.
Okay. It has
So I guess it
not
needs to make
taken any damage, so it's only the D8. Or, excuse me,
Yep.
it is not missing any of its hit points, so it's only the D8. Remember,
So roll damage.
spells you can share to the whole group. Spells and features and whatnot that you want to share.
So yeah, does it? So it needs to make a Wisdom saving throw.
Yes.
Is that something you do or something I do?
That's something that you do.
So he casts the spell, but then I think that you need to make them make the saving throws.
Oh.
Yeah, because the mush.
Why does it not show up? Why does it not let him show the group?
Oh, wait. How did
There we
this
go.
go to the group?
Yeah, it did.
Yeah, I just had it selected on a private GM roll or blind GM roll.
Oh, it's down there. Got it. Okay. So you target that one right there.
Mm-hmm.
Just, abilities oh, there we go. Got it. It fails. So go ahead and roll damage.
Okay, roll damage.
Yep. Alright.
Crap.
is there anything else that you'd like to do?
I think that's it. I don't have any nifty abilities I can do, and yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the turn.
All right, Morian, it's your turn.
Alright, well, everybody knows spellcasters are really great in melee. So,
That's why I hid behind you.
I'm going to retreat a few feet, allowing them to take attacks of opportunity on me.
Okay. Right. They both miss.
Ha! And I'm going to use the Warlock's Standby. Eldritch Blast!
Which one are you targeting?
The one on the left.
Okay.
I miss. Good talk, good talk. Okay, show's over. We're done.
Wait. 1d20 plus 3 plus 2, and you got a 6. You rolled a 1.
He did indeed.
Yeah, I did.
Roll
Shows
a
up in
one.
red. The cloud of butterflies turns invisible.
Don't you have two? Yeah. Don't you have two of them?
Only at 5th level, I'm 3rd.
Oh,
Not until 5th level.
Oh, it is unfortunate. So the spell flies straight and true, and then all of a sudden, it veers left and hits a bunch of spores. Right at the last second, it was about to hit, and just boop.
Okay,
Go ahead and also make me a con save.
okay.
Okay. You take 1 point of damage. The coughing that you have going on in your chest and whatnot seems to not be getting stronger or worse.
Okay. Meanwhile, the cloud of butterflies disappears in shimmering light.
Okay.
And it is going to prepare an aid another action or help action or whatever it's called. Essentially, it's going to, if one of the Myconids attacks my cleric friend here, it will impose disadvantage on the first one that tries to attack.
Okay. Sounds good.
And that's everything I got.
All right.
Running away.
Bane, your turn.
Oh boy. They're still alive?
Yes, they are.
I did 3 points of damage.
That's nice. Okay. Alright. I can attack from here, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. Attacking him.
Okay, go ahead.
it automatically do the 1d8?
No, it does not. Which is kind of unfortunate, but I can do it. Okay. So another smackdown as you come straight down and hit, and it crumples inside.
Did it scream again?
Roll me a d20. Nice. The bat rolled the d20. Good job, bat. No, it did not scream again.
That was there. Already used the bonus. Okay, that is my turn.
All right. Okay, so will attack. Does not know self-preservation.
It knows no fear.
Hey, Lewis, what is your AC?
18.
Okay. Does your butterflies, do they do the thing?
Yes, they will
Is it
interfere while invisible.
is it always on every attack?
No, it's just the next attack roll which
Just
happens.
the next attack roll. Okay. And what does it do? Disadvantage?
It'll impose disadvantage.
Yeah. No, miss. Okay. 5, 10. 10. Oh, that's the wrong thing. Hey. Lewis, your turn.
Well, I'll stick in the same spot, and I'll do the same thing I did last time, because I feel like if I do the necrotic damage to that mushroom, it won't burst into a bunch of spores.
It has taken damage. It does make it save though.
Oh. Okay. Well, that's my action, or I guess that's my attack.
That is your action, yes.
Gong.
That's a smart little mushroom. Yeah. And I can take a bonus action, but I don't know if any one's appropriate, so I'll just pass turn.
Okay. Morian, it's your turn.
I'm gonna look around and say, friends, if the destruction of these smaller ones has summoned the larger ones, we should head for high ground. And I'm going to retreat. Actually, first, I am going to switch tactics. I merely am showing an appreciation for the tactical reality of the situation. I'm going to cast Sacred Flame on the remaining 4 goblins.
Okay.
It must make a dexterity saving throw. DC 13.
Dexterity. It fails.
Alright, luminous flames, which are not quite real, devour it for a total of 5 radiant damage.
So as the flames
It
hit,
combusts.
it panics as it thinks they are.
It's not
real
actually a
flames.
real flame. It's flame-like radiance.
And it flails around as the radiant damage takes hold inside of it, and eventually it plops to the ground, dead.
Alright, I believe we should now retreat. I'm gonna make my way up, part way up onto that ship stack.
Okay, you can't make it to the ship's deck. You can get inside the ship though.
Okay, I was looking at this and it looked to me like this ship is sticking prow upwards out of the ground. Is that not accurate?
No, it is not accurate. It's sitting much like the ship that you came from. This ship is like broken in half, and part of it is submerged into the ground. It's kind of at a slight cant to the left, but the deck is still 20 or 30 feet above.
Okay, can I see stairway leading to the upper deck or any old ropes which are hanging down, anything which would allow me to get up?
Roll me perception.
Okay, I will, fail to roll you perception, but I'm also going to have my familiar look, and it's better at looking.
Okay. So you still have kind of a hard time, especially with how quick it is. You're coming from a somewhat lit area, and you're running into a very dark area, and so you.
Yeah,
still
that's what
haven't-
dark vision is for.
Oh, you're right. I always forget about that. But anyways, no, you have difficulty you're not quite not piercing everything quite right. There seems to be
My familiar has
Hey.
devil's sight.
Oh, I'm talking about you.
It's like dark vision, but
I'm
even
talking
better.
about you right now. So you can't quite pierce the haze, especially around you. It feels oppressive, kind of a sense of like things just kind of like pressing down all around you on your skin. Your familiar is able to kind of see, a more clear picture. It starts moving a little bit slower. The familiar is at half movement right now. It also feels that similar sense of oppression around it, and you get that sense from it. as
Wait,
it
okay,
communicates.
if this is a poison effect, it is immune to poison.
It is not a poison effect.
If it's a magical effect, it has magic resistance.
It is not quite a magic effect in which magic resistance would resist it.
Okay.
It is
Um,
like an oppressive force. It's
I
basically think about the entire hull being filled with kind of a murky miasma, and your familiar is having a hard time moving through it.
Is this something which is only once we get inside? Because I wasn't trying to go
Yes.
inside. I was moving there because I thought that it was sticking up out of the ground. I was looking for a way to get up.
I thought you were
from the
moving
inside.
inside.
No, I was asking you if there's a way that I can get up. That's what the perception check is for.
You had moved your character inside. My bad. So then in that case, no, it is only when you move inside in which you feel that. So you guys don't have that. Otherwise, you do not see through that. Your familiar sees a little bit better, but it's kind of had a hard time, and you don't quite see, it doesn't quite see any kind of stairwell leading up.
Okay, are there any ropes on the outside?
No. Most of all the ropes and the mast and the rigging and everything is all fairly damaged, fairly molded over or rotten, and any rope that you see, you don't feel comfortable with taking your weight.
All right. I may, on my next turn, simply attempt to climb up the outside on the basis that the wood is rotted enough that there will be handholds. But if it's not collapsing under its own weight, then I'll probably be able to get up.
Yeah, for the most part, the wood is in all right condition outside of the obvious breaks. This is just the external stuff from the ship itself. However, you probably would be able to, with all of the shatter and whatnot on the edge, like it had been torn in half, you probably would be able to climb up. There is some walls in the back area, kind of near, right around this button here. Is this the one? Nope, that's not what I want. Kind of that your familiar can see. There's kind of a wall right here, and possibly what looks to be several doors.
All right. No, my plan is to try and climb up the outside on my next turn.
Okay. Are you done then?
Yep.
Okay. Bane, it is your turn.
Okay. What's this box thing in front of me?
It is a half-rotten crate that's got metal, kind of metal fixings around the corners.
Okay.
Whatever was in there, you can see holes and stuff in there. Whatever was in there is long degraded.
Thirty.
Okay. Shalega.
Yeah, Shalega, that thing.
Okay.
Shalagi.
Chilogo.
I think it's like Shaleg or something like that.
Shellac.
Shellac?
Shalulu.
Isn't
All right.
that a basketball player?
You totally. Okay, so you're saving or readying an action. Okay. 5, 10. Okay.
How could I trust you when you hurt me so bad? Hurt me so bad. Hurt me so bad. Why would I love you when you hurt me so bad? Hurt me so bad. Hurt me so bad. How could I trust you when you hurt me so bad? Hurt me so bad. Hurt me so bad. Why would I love you when
I need a random movement generator where I can just have like assign a bunch of tokens, random movement.
That's not worrying.
That'd be cool.
Right? Just so I can imitate the shambling of undead as they roam through a graveyard.
You can roll a bunch of d8s and assign directions to the numbers.
Yeah.
Then you actually have to move the tokens.
I have to. Well, I mean, I have to move tokens anyways, but like, I want to do like, you know, make a macro that I can select a bunch of tokens, and then when I hit it, they all roll a d8 and then move. I'll roll a d4 and a d8, and they move the number of spaces equal to the d4 in the direction of the d8.
That's definitely possible, given some of the other mods I've seen people make for this, but you'd probably have to do it yourself, and I have no idea how.
Yeah. Oh, that's fine. It'd be sweet though. That's what I think. Okay. 5, 10, 15. Lewis, your turn.
Ooh,
Go ahead and roll me perception. This is
hearing based.
Alright. Go ahead and do
I
your
realized that was a problem.
That's fine. I'm not going to be like a real
Okay,
stickler to it.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay,
Are you
7.
moving
So I got-
into
I'm
the
good.
inside of the boat?
Correct. I'm
Okay.
moving to the inside of the boat.
So as soon as you step across the boundary, you feel an oppressive force tingling against your skin. Movement is halved.
Ooh. Okay. I guess, am I in the boat when I'm in this square or in this
Yes.
square?
That square that you're in right there.
Okay, because that was the last of my 7 squares I
Yep,
could move.
no, that's fine. Any future movement will be half
Okay.
movement.
Is it light inside the boat or is it like dark?
It's real dark. Like, weirdly dark.
I will cast light and touch. I'm assuming there's like boxes everywhere and just touch like a box next to me.
Okay. A
So
box
to hopefully like
starts to
give some light to
glow
the room.
faintly. You can see.
Does it reveal anything else that I did
You
before?
can see the box and the immediate surroundings around the box, and then you can kind of see 2 more spaces away from that, and that's about it.
Okay.
And
Can I toss the box further into the ship?
you may go ahead and make me an attack roll. It would be an unarmed attack, basically, or improvised weapon. Excuse me.
Is that just rolling a d20?
Just rolling a d20, adding your dexterity modifier to throwing weapon. Okay, you're fine. You're able to toss it. Not quite in the area that you want to get it, but you are able to toss it. Now, one thing to note about the box after you cast that light is that it seems really muted. Even to
Yep.
you who are really close to it, it's still muted. Like, have you ever like looked at a light in murky water? How you can see the light, but it's just like it's kind of hard to see.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of what's going on here.
Yeah, it's like dim.
Yep.
Okay.
How far away is trying to throw it? You have probably a maximum of
16.
so you have a maximum of probably 15, 20 feet? Or so you estimate.
I'll try and toss it out like 10 feet deeper into the boat.
Okay.
Kind of at the range of where I can see.
Roll me a d4. So you are
Get my
able
hang
to
of it.
get it 10 feet. But that's about it. You just watch it kind of float, like move. You know how like when you throw an object, it's fairly quick. Like you toss it and it kind of goes and hits. You can see it, but it's like nothing special. This one is almost like it's moving through something, and so you're watching it as it's moving forward in a very slow, muted pace, and it kind of hits the ground. And something like this, the box is fairly rotten, like not super like to the point that you couldn't, like when you grabbed it, it breaks apart. You are able to grab it, but something like that probably should have broke apart after it hit the ground. And this moved slow enough that it did not, as if it was kind of like just gently set down on the ground.
Ooh, interesting. If I was trying to detect something like any sort of magical force field or magical some phenomenon going on, would that be an Arcana roll?
So Arcana is like what you think. So you can try and see if you can recall something like this, or so that you've seen something like it before. There's actually a spell called Detect Magic, which is a thing that you can do that will detect magic itself.
Do I have that prepared? I do not. Okay. But if I was trying to like... Because it's obvious that there's there's something going on in the ship that's slowing things down. But I'm trying to decide, how would I try to determine if it's magical or not?
Like
Would that be
you can make an
perception?
Arcana roll.
Yeah, I'll try that. Thinking if it's magical.
Yeah, you have no idea.
Okay.
Like it's so we'll put it this way. From what you can feel and what you have seen so far, it feels like there is something here that is physically restraining movement. It's as if the entire boat was filled with water and you are pushing your way through it. You do not have an idea of what that might be, but that is your sense. So everything is moving slower through it, and it's going to arrest movement faster.
That could be useful in the city. If we could, like, bottle it up.
Yes! Player plans. Guys, let's bottle it up and sell it for exorbitant amounts of money.
Do you think it's flammable?
Well, you could bottle that up and like put it next to the forest so it grows slower. Or you could, find a way and sell it as a snake oil salesman for everything, which I would probably do. In fact, yeah, I would do that.
Hey, at least you're honest.
Let's see, do I have any bottles in my inventory? No, just a piggy bank. Okay, yeah, I guess I'll just tell everyone else, it's like, hey, there's something weird inside the ship. It's like slowing things down. And then,
and Nolka, go ahead and roll me perception.
Is this sight-based?
No, it is hearing-based.
Okay. And can I roll for my familiar Cadus?
Can your familiar here?
Yes, it can.
Then yes.
Though it's not currently transformed into something which has a spectacular ability to hear.
Okay. Nolka, you can hear from inside the boat, super muted. It's almost impossible for you to hear, but you're able to strain your hearing in order to hear it. And you hear, guys, there's something in here.
That's all I hear.
That's all you hear.
Oh, well, hey, there's something in there.
Right,
but he
we must
sounded
purify
really
this
slow.
with fire.
Morian, you
He sounded real slow when he said it.
you can see his lips moving, but you do not hear the words coming out by you or your familiar. But his lips look like they're moving in slow time.
I'm going to beckon to him to get back here right now. I'm going to burn this thing down.
Roll me perception there.
I will do it slowly since I'm guessing he appears to be
Don't hear
slow.
it. Don't hear it. Don't hear it.
You can see some. So you don't have dark vision, so it's fairly
Nope.
dark in here. And you look outside, and there's kind of a barrier. You see Morian's doing something gesture-wise, but like you know how you look at a dark figure if you're outside and you're like with a buddy or whatnot, and your buddy does jumping jacks, and you look over, you can see kind of a general shade of black that's waving their arms around, or what you would guess is waving their arms around. But that's kind of what you see through this, this exit at Morian's. Morian's is doing a gesture, and you kind of like it's super dark and super muted. It looks possibly like an arm, kind of like pointing out, or a wave, or something like that, but you're not quite